What is up, everybody? J-Nell here with my UFC 228 recap video from Dallas, Texas. It happened last night. The entire card was stacked and the entire card was great. This was a great event from the prelims to the prelims on up, so please go back and watch it if you have not. I got 4 out of 5 picks. If you got to pay attention to my Twitter and Instagram and all of that for my 15-second last-minute predictions, I did one for the main event, and I attached a prediction to the end of that for Rivera and Dotson. It was really last minute. It got out right there before the Rivera fight actually started, and I got that pick as well. So I got 4 out of 5. Good night for me. Let's talk about it. The first fight is the pick I did not get from the main card. Is the fight that I did not get. I chose Nico Price to beat Abdul Al-Hassan. He did not. This was a great fight. I had a feeling it could go either way and that it would be a finish, and boy was it. There was really no filling out period. They both really just started fighting. It was Nico Price who actually kind of landed the first stunning shot, and then they just got into a brawl, and then Abdul actually landed a shot of his own, which knocked Nico back up against the fence, and then Al-Hassan just teed off on him. And it was like a 3-punch combination. The last 2 punches were not needed. I believe I believe it was a left, right, left. Either way, correct me if I'm wrong, but the first shot knocked him out on the feet. The other 2 were just for good measure. Out cold. Sleep. Great win for the still undefeated Al-Hassan. Who would you like to see? I think he has 10 first-round KOs or something crazy like that. Who would you like to see him fight next? Next up, I got the rest of the picks, so I'll just go ahead and just talk about the event because I got the rest of the picks. All right. Next up, we saw Rivera get a unanimous decision victory over Dotson, which I actually thought was a closer fight than it was. I'm okay with the decision. Rivera, he was much bigger than Dotson. He was going forward a lot, and for some reason they give a lot of credit to that forward pressure, even if the person that's backing up is landing shots off as they're backpedaling, which Dotson seems to do very well. Dotson landed his shots. He had his moments. I think it was the second round where he probably did his best work. Either way, this was a very quick match. They were booing the entire time, which I thought was unwarranted. Thought maybe they got a little spoiled from the spectacular prelims and everything on up, and so because this was more of a skills match, more speed versus movement versus positioning, I think they were booing, but I thought it was totally not deserved booing. So great win for Jimmy Rivera. Nice little comeback after getting KO'd in that last fight. Woo! So who would you like to see Jimmy Rivera fight next? Next up, I think we just seen the first women's strawweight KO one-punch knockout. I think this may be the first, maybe the only. The bantamweight division, I'd have to look and see, but we're talking about one-punch KO. And it came from Miss Jessica Andrade against Miss Carolina Kovacevic. I'm trying to get it right. Kovacevic. I like Carolina a lot too. I like both of these fighters. I kind of figured this would actually end in a finish. I figured that Carolina's style might actually work against her. Jessica didn't even really give her time to mount any sort of offense. She came at her and stunned her. Really within like the first exchange, she stunned Carolina, had her fighting off her back heels, still coming forward because she's got that Krav Maga. It's in her nature to come forward, so she was meeting her with the shots, but whew, Jessica landed a right hook. And then there was a little left that came and kind of grazed the head of it. Didn't even matter because she was falling, knocked out as that shot landed. One punch KO. Sleep as she's on the ground, out of it. Believe it's the first. Believe it might be the only. One punch KO from a lady, and it was beautiful. And as we go on, we're going to start seeing more of this. She ain't the only one that has this capability. We're going to start seeing the technique, the setups, and everything. Great job for Jessica Andrade. Who would you like to see her fight next? I think she's pretty much stamped her title shot. I think she's going to get a title shot. What do you think? Do you think she should get it? If not, who? If not, who should she fight next? Now, next up in the co-main event, no, excuse me, I'm so sorry. That was the co-main event. My bad. I was so excited to talk about the ladies. That was the co-main event. Now, this is actually the fight that happened before the Jessica KO. And it was, we saw a first round wonderful submission victory from Zabit Magomedov. And again, I have drank the Kool-Aid. We are seeing him grow. We're seeing new things from him. This was a sharp victory. And Brandon Davis was game. He met him in the middle. He got some nice kicks off. Zabit couldn't just, he had to think. So Brandon made him think. He made him move back a couple times. So there was some filling out period. Actually, I believe this went into the second round. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure this went into the second round. And in the second round, Zabit got him on the ground. It was pretty much all over him. Once it got to the ground, you really saw the skills difference. I don't even know how he sprawled over his back, grabbed one leg while having the other leg locked down with the other one, and there is some confusion. At that time, I believe Joe Rogan called it a knee bar, while DC called it a banana split. I believe it is a banana split submission, but someone please correct me if I'm wrong on that. Show me how you saw that information, that it's actually a knee bar. Break it down for me. But from what I've seen, I believe that is a banana split submission victory that he got against Brandon Davis. You've only seen it like one other time. Spectacular. Who would you like to see next for Zabit? He called out Chad Mendes, and you know what, I like it. All right, now, main event, and still the UFC welterweight champion, Mr. Tyron, the chosen one, Woodley, successfully defended his title against Mr. Darren Tilla, the Gorilla. Darren Till. Well, I put that out. Tilla, why is it not Tilla the Gorilla? Okay, anyway. This ended in the second round, and Tyron won the first. Look, I got some little criticism because I said that Darren had a piss poor performance against Wonder Boy. That probably was a little too harsh, but really what it showed me is that he wasn't ready for Tyron, and I was right. I said that Tyron was going to be a much smarter fighter than him, and I was right. I said that he was going to be faster than him, especially with the hand speed, and I was right. I said he would have a good game plan, and I was right. I told you Darren wasn't ready. This was not no fluke victory. Everybody's saying he caught Darren. He didn't catch Darren. He set that up. He worked on it. He practiced it. That's what he said. There is no accidents with Tyron Woodley. There are no accidents. He plans everything. He's that smart. Y'all got to get with the program. All right. Now, throughout this, it's funny because all the hate that he receives, as soon as the match started, everybody's chanting the USA, USA. I was like, really? Most of y'all hate Tyron Woodley, but okay, I guess because he's fighting a foreign athlete, whatever. So first round starts, and Tyron immediately jumps on him. He comes forward with shots. He gets inside of that range. They get into kind of a clinch in the middle there where he throws a knee. He's able to I think Darren knew right away that he wasn't stronger than Tyron. I think he knew right away, like, whoa, this cat is strong. And you saw that from the very first clinch, the way he was able to move him back. Now, he wasn't able to take him down. He was able to muscle him up against the cage. And actually, he said that Darren kind of moved himself back to the octagon to use the cage to help him with his defense of being taken down, which is actually smart. So he's using the cage, got his back up against the cage, and Tyron has his hands clasped, and he's trying to trip the leg to get him to go down and whatever, and he couldn't do it. The ref broke up the action. In my opinion, it's too soon. You got to let him work. You got to let something develop. To me, this was too soon. DC said the same thing there, real time. I feel like, sometimes they ref for action. If they want explosive punching stand-up action. Well, sometimes there's action going on there against the cage. You just gotta wait. Anyway, so breaks them back up. They're going back and forth again. They ended up getting clinched again. There's kind of a little stalemate with the clinching, but Tyron won round one. He landed more shots. Darren was very hesitant. Again, I think he was surprised by the power. He said he was just looking and trying to absorb what Tyron was going to do. But again, I think he was surprised by the power. Now, round two, a little bit more of the same. There was also a nice knee landed in that first clinch, or in the clinch in the round 1-2. I have to mention that there's a nice knee landed by Tyron as well. Round 2, Tyron's able to take him down quite early, actually. Oh, no, excuse me. He does not take him down. Excuse me. They get into an exchange, and it's beautiful. Tyron slips Darren's jab. Comes back with his right. Ow! Flash knockdown. Boom! Darren's on the ground. Tyron's on top of him. Elbows, punches, clap, clap, clap. I mean, raining down shots from the heavens, and Darren has got a chin. He got a chin. It looked like Tyron was trying to put those elbows through his face, and he took him some clean to the face. Blood developing. I think he had cuts in his head, but there was rare redness and soreness, but blood actually started to form. These shots were coming down from the heavens, and they did not Till out. Didn't knock Till out. And I was getting worried. I was like, don't blow your load, because he's not getting knocked out. And Tyron knew. Tyron knew. So, as he explains it, as he was raining down them shots, he realized that Darren was going to leave that underhook under his arm and leave his head attached to it, basically. So, as he was punching him, he was slowly sliding the arm more and more under. And then once he felt the hand come through, and Darren had his head pressed up against his stomach, all he had to do was grab on and do the leverage with his nice muscle squeeze. And it wasn't even the cleanest Darce choke, but it worked. Tap, 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 and still. Like I said, I just think Tyron doesn't get the respect he deserves. If you're wondering why I'm so hyped, it's not. I have nothing against Darren Till. I like Darren Till a lot, but I told you he wasn't ready. And I feel like the UFC is starting to treat him a little bit like Mighty Mouse, where they're just throwing people at him because they kind of want him to lose because they don't really like him as a champion. They don't like him personally. Dana White, we know that Dana White and some of the people don't like him personally. Well, look, he is. I mean, look what he's done. Not only, I told you, he's been so smart all the way around with his career, with the way he treats his body, coming off that injury, that long stint, looking fresh, looking like no ring rust, looking strong and fast. Look how he takes care of his body. Look how he takes care of his family. Look how he takes care of his career outside of the ring, the building blocks, the movie roles, the single release called I'll Beat Your Ass featuring Wiz Khalifa, which I think is coming out this coming week or something like that. Look, and the reoccurring spot on TMZ Sports. I would say if he was a better wordsmith, that even when he brings up his controversial topics, maybe people wouldn't hate him as much. But who am I to say that? Because look at what he's already accomplished doing what he does. So I really got nothing to say. And still, let me know how you did on your picks. Let me know any injury updates. Let me know who you think all of those fighters should fight next. Any improvements, of course. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, where I will have 15-second predictions and recaps like I did last minute with the Rivera pick. And I'm on Snapchat now. Subscribe, like, talk to me, take care, and goodbye.